Good afternoon, Speed Gaming. Welcome back. This is the second race in the best of three series of FarinhOso versus kaederukaw4 in the very first, the inaugural Metroid Fusion Open Randomizer Tournament. I'm Army of One. I'm being joined into the booth today by Summer. Summer, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. That was a quick turnaround to get the second race started. So
Yeah.
we should be off to the races very soon. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this seed ends up looking like.
So just as a quick recap, FarinhOso took the first game uh, just moments ago. And right now we are just waiting on Kaede to ready up. The stream is already going. Luck, you two. And both racers are ready to go, and they are going to get started very, very shortly. So we start with a speed start. What do you want to see in that very first data room?
This time, I think we should see a morph start. We've seen missiles and speeds so many times. It would be nice to see a few more morph seeds.
Yeah, Morph Ball, yeah, it always has the potential to be super spicy. Like, really, really weird locations for missiles, speed just being hidden somewhere. It could just be. It's open season when you start with Morph Ball. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, that is when we are able to get into real cursed seed or trolley seed territory. Looks like the racers will be off here. Yep, a few seconds Z-sync again, but just like last time, we'll get that sorted. Chat is calling missile start. I mean, that's the most.
Yeah, that's certainly a safe start, because not only are you really starting with missiles, but you're also almost immediately starting with Morph Ball, because those first 5 checks that are open to a missile start also have to have Morph Ball.
Yep, but last seed, we had a speed start, but Morph was the second check afterwards, so yeah. Let's hope it's maybe a little bit more spicy this time.
That was essentially a speed morph start. Also, getting Screw Attack really, really early, like within the first couple checks, that just messes with routing so much. Kaede getting trolled by the zombie just enough for a quick sync up between the two runners.
Those zombies can get in the way. That one on that platform is annoying. I always run into it as well when I'm doing seed. But yeah, we're about to hit the data room, and then we can see what kind of start this will be.
So Speed Start requires at least a difficulty 1 seed, just because of that speed boost into main elevator trick. And we are starting with Speed Booster once again, so we'll be able to see that difficulty 1 trick.
You definitely gave another seed this time, right? It's not the same one.
It does match too, I think.
Yeah,
yes,
it does.
Okay, yeah. Just making sure.
Unless Herc provided us the same seed twice with different names.
Now that would be so mind games. Like, if you just start seeing the same items in the same spots, going, is this the same seed or is this not the same seed?
But yeah, so with the speed start, they will once again have to pull off the Shine Spark Store's trick at the start, but we saw them pull it off easily last time, so shouldn't expect any issues now. And then it will be off to the races.
Kaede starting his ascent just a little bit earlier. And that's pretty much the difference of one room transition, or I guess 2 room transitions, that Kaede was just a little bit went a little bit too far to.
So it's definitely a different seed.
Yes, it's definitely a different seed. That is not the morph ball. You can't turn into a ball with a pack of missiles. But we have 2 more checks that we can make in Sector 2, one of which is going to be our... Well, not necessarily, because blue doors will also unlock 2 more checks in Sector 3. So there's still a few more checks to make before we can definitely call, okay, progression is going to be here.
You don't have to do the cargo jump though, they can just rush through, but it's only an E-tank.
So Dexio, right now in... so depending upon which version of the randomizer, the tournament version right now is 0.9.0. That only has 2 tricks in logic. The first being the difficulty 1 Shine Spark into main elevator that we've been seeing these past couple seeds. The other one is the difficulty 3 Shine Spark into Sector 1, where you use the Speed Booster and Shine Spark trick to break into the first stabilizer room for a few checks in Sector 1 first. In the latest version of the randomizer, Shine Spark into Sector 6 has been labeled a difficulty 1 trick as well. And I believe that's the only trick in logic that's been added recently. But of course, Kazuto is in chat right now, and he can brief you on any other changes that they've been made for tricks and difficulty.
This randomizer is still very much in the works. We're nowhere near a final version, so there's a lot of changes to come. But Morph Ball in the data room in Sector 2.
So that isn't quite progression. It's almost progression. It'll be progression in combination with missiles, in combination with bombs. But by itself, there is the 1 check. There's the 1 check in main deck, the cubby hole. That's the one Morph Ball only check.
The question is where they will go first to check with Morph Ball, since they only have cubby hole and that 1 check.
They've got cubby hole and Sector 3. They had 2 checks in Sector 3.
Yeah, it's not much, so Kaede is going to the cubby hole first. If this is nothing, then it's a waste of time to come here now. But
and Farron heading to Sector 3.
Oh, it is a major bomb data. Okay.
Bombs. Okay.
Kaede made a good choice here. But maybe Farron will find something as well. You never know.
Yeah. So bombs before missiles is. Yeah, it's definitely part of the randomizer of, okay, now we can start going different places that we're not supposed to. So that'll open up all the checks in upper Sector 2. It'll get you down into lower Sector 2, but it won't get you out of there. But we're going to Sector 3 because bombs also opens up green doors. So we can see some spicy routing out of Kaede now. Oop, Farron dropping that Shine Spark. Unfortunately, we'll have to redo that.
Yeah, that's gonna lose him a little bit of time. While Kaede is making other checks here in Sector 3. Yeah, it's not Sector 3 for the progression after fighting Morph Ball. You really gotta go get those bombs. Farron is resetting, that seems like a good idea. Just gotta go to the cubby hole. But this causes a bit of a lead for Kaede. Though it's still early enough that it could all change depending on how the seed and the routes work.
Well, Farron is also likely to backtrack through that heated room just to make the single speed check behind the power bomb expansion. So, and of course, those bombs also hint at the possibility of Sector 2, so we could see a major route divergence this early on.
Yeah, it was already interesting of Kairi to come back immediately to Sector 3 and open green locks. You wouldn't necessarily expect that, so indeed there could be some major divergence now that Farron has found their bomb data.
Kaede heading into lower Sector 3. There's only one check that Kaede can make right here in this room. Unfortunately, no ice for those Nova stairs. But Farron also heading to green doors. And we'll see another Bob check. Last time it was something fun. This time it's just the Power Bob. And Kaede, not having super missiles, can't make any further progress in Upper Sector 3. So Kaede is out of here.
Farron also unlocking green. Which, yeah, so they both went directly back to Sector 3. Makes sense, you might as well
Heading
go
into Sector 1. Sector 1 is closed off. Oh, actually, technically, no. Sector 1 is not closed off. Just because,
You can do the speed booster trick, but
so
it's
the
difficult.
speed booster trick is out of logic, but we do have green doors unlocked. Kaede remembering, oh, I don't have missiles, I can't get through the first stabilizer room, but not with the energy tanks that Kaede currently has. But green doors does get you into the center, it gets you into the lava moat. So you don't have to have missiles in order to enter Sector 1 under these circumstances. In fact, with C. Scotty W, we've seen missiles behind the Sector 1 stabilizer just because Charge Beam was also behind green doors. So it's very nuanced and very what's the word I'm looking for though? It's very uncommon to see an entrance into Sector 1 with green doors like that. But it is technically possible. But Kaede heading to Sector 4, which is definitely the more obvious play than Sector 1 right now.
This routing certainly is interesting, and I can imagine the racers might not have the easiest time figuring out what they want to do now, because there's just so much that's been opened.
Right, there's a lot that's been opened, and there's a lot that's been opened out of order. Like, what do you mean we can't go to Sector 1, but we can go to Sector 6?
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense.
What?
Oh?
But we do have a major wave beam.
As
Aiming
a joke
has
here,
been disabled.
Yeah, that's a typical joke here. Aiming's been disabled with wave beam. So let's hope they find another beam soon.
I mean, it's not that much of a joke. With wave beam, it's kind of hard to hit anything, including stationary blocks. I've seen, in fact, I've probably done it myself, but I've seen runners miss doors Because the beam goes under the door, and then they shine spark into the door, and they're like, "Why wasn't this door open?"
Yeah, with the pattern, you kind of have to adjust where you stand just so the beam will hit what you're trying to hit in that pattern. It's so weird with the wave beam only. Like, at least if you have charge, you can charge up, and that makes it bigger.
But Farron definitely looking for wide beam at this point. Kaede going a little bit out of his way to pick up that E-Tank, but at only 2 E-Tanks, that's when... Ooh, we got another major. Sector 2 is stacked today. What do we have here? We've got Varia Suit. Now, Varia Suit isn't progression, just because we do have damage runs enabled in these tournament settings. But without high jump or another upgrade to get out of lower sector 2. Oh, charge beam in sector 4. So sector 4 is definitely on the critical path of this seed. So very different routing. Charge beam will also, that's usually the sign to go back into sector 1 when you find charge beam.
Yeah, that would be nice to actually get through Sector 1 now, but still, it's kind of hard to know what the logic mandates at this point, right? I think there's just so many possibilities.
And Kaede making one last check down here in Sector 4 with...
And this one has a major so often, but not this time, so yeah.
Not this time.
Maybe
especially when you see like a wave, like an early wave beam. You see a lot of majors behind that Garen. In fact, that's exactly what Farron is thinking. With the Varia suit, damage runs are enabled, so it isn't necessary for a lot of areas. I guess if progress was in Sector 5, Varia suit would be progression. But yeah, we usually, it's like, I mean, last seed we absolutely saw it. But we don't usually see it. Kaede heading into Sector 6 will have to do a speed boost trick into Sector 6 because he doesn't have supers. Ooh, getting the storage right on the edge. Farron took the last match. And only a missile tank and an E-tank in the lobby of Sector 6. So Kaede is gonna dip. I would say the biggest thing that Varia helps with is those Ice X, because gravity also protects you against environmental damage, but gravity alone does not protect you against the freezing properties of those Ice X, so you still get hit hard. Oh, Farron! Oh no!
Oh my god! I didn't realize he was so low.
Oh, so those fish hit like trucks. Luckily, Farron did save at the opening of Sector 4.
Yeah, that's not a big loss, but still,
It's still unfortunate.
Kaede's going into Sector 1 now.
Right, with Charge Beam, you can just straight up kill those stabilizers. Don't have to do anything fancy. Like Kaede is showing off right now. This is the speed boost Shine Spark into the Sector 1 stabilizer.
Yeah, got it in one try.
Nice,
you don't always see
nicely
that.
done.
Very nice. But didn't have to, as you said. Not a major here, but some extra life is nice at this point, considering Farin just died.
In fact, Farin died with an upgraded suit.
Wait, upgraded suit? I missed that. Did he pick up Varia?
Farin has Varia, yeah.
Oh, I missed that. Where was it?
That was in Sector 2. That was in Sector 2.
Okay, I must have been distracted then.
It was behind the Sector 2 data room, specifically. And Kaede is now entering the Sector 1 loop.
So Kaede will be in the loop for a bit. Farin's making their way through Sector 4. But
And
doesn't
there's
really
missiles.
have the items. Oh, doesn't. I was going to say doesn't have the items to fight Ceres now. But yeah, missiles opens up a lot, including Arachnus.
Missiles opens up Arachnus. It opens up actually the end of the Sector 1 loop. You can't do the charge core without missiles. But yeah, this is it's sort of the second time that we've seen missiles behind green doors in some sense. So the beams are progressive, or the beams stack. They're not vanilla. Like you can see on Farin. Farin only has wave beam, can't charge, doesn't have wide. And the missiles are also progressive. You have to have, at least in this version of the randomizer, you have to have main missile data in order to use missiles, but then you can stack supers, ice, and diffusion in any order that add, ice is plus 10 damage and freezing, supers is plus 20 damage, and diffusion is plus 5 damage plus that charge burst. So Kaz really did a great job, has already done a great job with just a power bomb underneath the speed area in 4, but yeah, so there's a lot of really cool things already in this randomizer. And in the most recent randomizer, there's an option that has any missile activate missiles. The damage isn't quite correct on them, but it's fun. Oh, I see. So it's just sort of a generic missile upgrade item. I see.
As Autumn is saying, each beam has their own different implication on logic, so I think it would be kind of hard to do progressive beams in Randomizer.
I mean, it would just be another option.
Yeah, you could do another option and just changes the logic to fit that indeed. But it wouldn't work with the logic as it is right now. And the charge corrects fight has begun. The speed check above it had nothing. Well, just an E-tank. But the charge corrects
accidentally dropping the Shine Spark trick, but Charge Beam just wrecks. Ooh, Space Jump. So that is a required item. And with jump progression, unfortunately, high jump. Also, there's a room in Sector 2 called Ripper Tower that has 2 checks in it that is locked by high jump because the trigger is whenever you beat Zazabi and you grab the high jump item, all of the cocoons of the Zoro freeze in Sector 2, and that will that blocks off that room with 2 items in it. But in order to unlock it, you need Space Jump and Plasma Beam. So if you... But Also, to get out of Sector 2, you need high jump or space jump or screw attack or ice. So there's some logic in there that would mess with jump progression as well, actually.
Yeah, at that point, the randomizer has just completely
Right,
rejected
that's
the
just
logic to make it
right.
work.
That would just be it'd have to be another set of logic. And I mean, it'd be preference, I suppose, uh, for progressive upgrades. Kaede heading into Sector 2, but Kaede has access, or rather can get out of Lower Sector 2, so we'll probably be seeing Lower Sector 2 checks as well. Whereas Farin just did the 4 Upper Sector 2 bomb checks and left for Sector 4. And there's
Yeah,
Kaede's Wave Beam.
Kaide's definitely ahead, but it's the routes have not really diverged. Farron is just a bit behind, finishing their Sector 1 loop while Kaide's already moved on to Sector 2.
Well, so Kaede is going over the earlier route divergence that Farron did.
Yeah, Farron already made these checks, that is true. But indeed, Farron will be able to check far more of Sector 2, while Kaede will be able to check far more of Sector 2, while Farron might go somewhere else. So at that point, it might certainly diverge.
And Kaede finding his own Varia suit.
Ah, okay, so this is where it was.
So unfortunately, Samus will never know what it feels like to chew 5 gum. if
What is
Samus
that
goes into Sector
referencing?
6.
What is that
Have you-
referencing?
Have you ever seen the... You know what? That counts as food. But have you ever seen the commercials for... This is what it feels like to chew 5 gum. Like skydiving or...
No, I don't think
Yes,
I've
it
ever
is
seen that.
It's an old commercial reference, but not older than the boy band references that we were having. My goodness.
Yeah, but the boy band references are more universal. I think this is a US commercial, probably.
Yes, it was a US commercial.
Yeah, I have no idea of it. So Kaide's gone into lower sector 4, while Farron is now about to fight the Charge Corex and will get their space jump. I was about to say plasma, but neither have gotten plasma. I don't know why I was gonna say that.
The plasma jump. Don't forget about that pseudo space jump. So this is the Ripper Room I was referencing earlier. If you grab high jump, then it closes off this room because the red Zoro blocks that morph ball entrance.
But all it had this time was missile tanks.
So Kaede went ahead and checked that before checking others, just in case he found high jump.
Oh, screw attack and
Ooh,
Oasis.
Screw attack and okay.
Yeah. The question is whether this will put him on a screw attack adventure or not.
Well, he'll likely fight Zazabi this time, just because screw attack and speed are the Zazabi speedway requirements. And screw attack being so close to Zazabi really implies, yeah, there might be something there. Farron has not checked Oasis because Farron did not have space jump or a way out of lower sector 2.
Yeah, Kaede is making checks now that Farron couldn't earlier. And Farron is leaving Sector 1, so the question is, where will Farron go now? Sector 2 as well? Or somewhere else? Sector 6, maybe? Or Arachnus was also possible? Huh. But it looks like they are going Sector 2, so Murata's converging again.
And to be honest, I don't think it was that much of a stretch to compare the ice absorbing an ice axe without Varia suit to chewing 5 gum, or at least the commercials.
It's kind of interesting to be talking about just obscure pop culture references during a Metroid Fusion Randomizer race. I guess anything is possible, right?
Right, it's a randomizer. You never know what we're going to talk about. You never know what the RNG is going to bring up.
And now
that Farin is heading into lower sector 2. So that was the pillar that you need to destroy with Screw Attack in order to unlock the speedway that we couldn't get through earlier.
Yeah. I remembered that after you said it earlier, but I'd forgotten first. But Kaede is now indeed fighting Zazabi. I wanted to ask, since we've already technically brought up food and people can mark that off on their bingo cards, what are your plans for food today? Just randomly asking.
I actually haven't really thought of it that much. I did get a delivery of Amazon Fresh groceries before these seeds started, because I know, because of last year, I've learned I no longer have to ever go to the grocery store.
I wish it was that easy over here. It's not quite a thing here yet, getting groceries delivered at home.
Yeah, I live pretty close to an Amazon distribution center, so I've got Amazon Fresh, and it is very nice. Like I got some more eggs, so I'm gonna be looking at omelets for breakfast in the future.
Ooh, nice, very nice. So
nothing in the speedway.
Yeah. So no pizza order today, right? I know we've heard you talk about ordering pizza a few times when you were commentating races.
No, that was last night.
so that's just a thing you do.
So actually, that's
every other day.
It's probably going to be pizza leftovers for food most of the day.
Pizza leftovers are great. I like having pizza for dinner and then eating the leftovers for breakfast. Cold pizza.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
That's very good.
So Kaede heading out of Sector 2. Now he has Space Jump and Screw Attack. That's like, okay, where are you going now?
Yeah, Sector 2, lower Sector 2 only really gave us a Screw Attack, so it kind of feels like we're gonna be put on a Screw Attack adventure. Because it just opens so many checks and you can just go pretty much anywhere now.
Autumn showing off her second emote.
Croc wants runners! Always bet on Croc! I love Crocomire in Super Metroid. I never really got into Super Metroid until I got into SMZ3. But
Crocomire did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I agree. Crocomire is great.
Kaede giving us our Crumble City check.
Ooh, spicy Crumble City check. I like this. But so far it's nothing, and will there be... Nope.
It's more nothing.
Yeah, just an E-Tank and PB.
I've actually been stuck there before because I didn't have bombs, but I had Screw Attack. So I was just stuck as a Morphball there.
Oh, that is unfortunate. Base Forever asking, has anyone checked pad? I think we just did. And there's a Zabi Speedway check here. PB bottom. Did we see the top one? Yeah, I think
just another PB.
Okay, so that's nothing either.
So Kaede heading into Sector 1 to make the check above here. Unlikely to be progression, but it's good routing.
Just a new
because now
tank.
we'll be heading into Upper Sector 3, which we haven't seen from either runner yet. Neither runner had supers when they went into Sector 3. So we'll get a few checks up here that aren't box.
Ooh.
And there's High Jump locking off Ripper Tower.
Yeah, but as we saw, there's nothing there. And Farin's probably gonna check it now, or has already checked it now before going back to Sector 3, so it doesn't really matter. Just a fun side note, considering what you were saying earlier about that. Was just a missile tank there. I've seen FBIS yesterday clipped through that left wall there to do the PB check.
Yeah, that was interesting, and even better, it paid off with super missiles.
Yeah, it was nice to see. So sadly, FBIS still lost that race. I felt he should have won just for that. But Lunophis won that match. Kaede breaking through to the Sector 3-5 connector, or 5-3. Just an energy tank here, but will be going into Sector 5. Yeah, Farin just checked Ripper Highway.
And Kaede in the destroyed state of Sector 5, finding a missile tank.
Mm-hmm.
The Kaede will very likely head up to the speed trap near the Sector 5 elevators for those two checks. There we go. If Kaede made any other checks, going into any other rooms, 5 would revert into its unbroken state. And one of the checks up here that Kaede is about to make would have been locked out until Kaede unlocks level 3 locks.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that in Sector 5. There's a lot of shenanigans with potential soft locking and blocking off of checks.
They don't have to worry about soft locks, thankfully, because they do have their green locks unlocked.
Yeah, this time they don't, but I meant in general.
But in general, yeah. I think everyone that's played this randomizer for, like, any real sort of time has been soft locked in Sector 5 at least once.
That is certainly true. I think I've also found myself in that situation.
Yeah, it's like, you know what? Ripper Road is right here. I'm going to check that before I check the speed trap, and why is everything frozen again?
Whoops, soft locked. And it's really painful if you haven't saved lately. We've seen that in a race or two. That's costing racers a lot of time. Really unfortunate. I think we saw one race where, I forget who it was, but they got themselves soft like that way 2 times in a row. That was a clusterfuck of a race.
Kaede heading back to main deck to make a couple of animal checks, but also I don't think we've seen Arachnus checks yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen Arachnus yet. I like this routing. It's a good time, I think, to get this out of the way. So they don't have PB yet, but who knows when that might show up. It might show up here.
Well, it is a P and a B, but it is not power bombs. It is plasma beam.
Yeah, and it's their second to last go mode item.
Yep, still looking for gravity. So we're in another gravity hunt.
Yeah. It's interesting. More potential for gravity on Ridley, I guess.
Gravity can be on Ridley.
I didn't see what the animals item was, but it was apparently nothing special. And Kaede not going to save the animals, so unlike some racers have. But yeah, it seems like a good time to just quickly go check Arachnus.
So Greg, there is no difficulty right now that has you do road locks without gravity. You can clip into lower sector 4 without speed, um, or gravity for that matter. It's just you need to do underwater single wall jumps up like what 3 entire tiles of just terribleness. So it needs a clip, which there are no clips in Logic at all. And then that would be like a difficulty 5 trick at best.
It seems unfortunate. Farron has been following the exact same route as Kaide, but just way behind. Kaide
because
finding Ice Beam here.
Farron had to double dip into Sector 2. I think that's the main reason.
Yeah, but they're like a whole sector behind. It just it's feeling rather painful at this point. So of course could still change up. All depends on where gravity is at this point, really.
And Farron hasn't even unlocked their green doors yet? What happened?
I thought they had. Oh, actually.
Oh, I wonder.
Did they reset it? Huh? I thought they had. I checked it off earlier.
Yeah. Farron did die in Sector 4, but I thought that he had also saved very shortly before that. So
yeah,
maybe we're just the seeds are melting together.
I really thought I had seen Farron unlock green doors earlier, but something must have happened. I'm very confused. Anyway, yeah, Farron is going into lower sector 3.
Although,
I don't think we've seen Kaide explore.
You know what?
Did he?
You know what? Farron just skipped that check. I know that we haven't seen any Nova Stairs checks because we didn't have any way to get the checks when Kaede was there. But Farron did just skip this check here, so that implies that Farron has been here before. Maybe we're not going too much crazier than we thought.
Yeah, it's weird. Also, we just saw Kaide seeing a major behind the PB check in main deck, but since Kaide doesn't have power bombs yet, couldn't actually grab it.
So Sector 6 will be the next area on Kaede's route. That screw attack opens up lower 6 and quite a few checks. A lot of them, like the 2 checks that are next to the Ice X climb, usually, like at this point of the game, they're pretty high probability of being majors, especially gravity at this point.
Baron doing a box play. Kaide didn't do box, I believe. Oh no, Kaide made. Now I'm wondering if the seeds are melding together again. Did Kaide make very short work of box last seed? I think it was, yeah.
It was last seed. This seed, Kaede didn't have supers or enough missiles. And we've got another. Oh, we've got power bombs.
They're the power bombs.
And I can't believe it's not Sector 5. It's Sector 6.
So now Kaede can make that check in main deck, but might not immediately go back there. Or will they?
Oh, I thought box was finished, but no.
Yeah, Farron having a difficult time with box.
We only have regular missiles and charge wave. So it's like, what do you want to hit with? Do you want to hit with your regular missiles, or do you want to hit with one of the charge wave? Oh my goodness, that is painful. I mean, this is just a painful fight if you only have charge wave.
Yeah, but Farron did make it, so that's nice. We'll see what the data room has. And also Kairi is going back for that major item here on main deck, so
Yeah,
that's gonna be
this is
interesting.
sort of just an energy tank at box. But if you know where a major is, it's good to just go get it. This is the bird in the hand better than two in the bush kind of deal. You don't know if, and because there are so, I mean, let's see. So Kairi does have power bombs. Oh, there's
it's just
supers.
super missiles.
That's one of the things that. Ooh. Oh no, that's high jump. That's right.
Yeah.
Kaede went in through with super attack. So, like, there's only... So, at the time, there were only, like, 4 majors left. And when you're looking for one, that's like a 25% chance that's what you're looking for.
Are they going for a reactor silo play here? That's interesting. I wasn't sure where he was going to.
Well, with power bombs, I mean, it does open up this reactor silo.
Yeah, and also has space jump to actually fight Yakuza. It's certainly possible. It's just I wasn't sure if Kade was going to because it's a bit out of the way for only a few checks. Like if this is nothing, it's just a time waste compared to going back to Sector 6. But of course, it could be something. We never know. Oh, there's something here.
Hey, look, there's something.
But what is it?
Kaede, not quite sure how to get to that major.
Yeah, that's a kind of difficult one to find the entrance of if you're not used to it.
If you don't know where it is. And there's diffusion missiles. So we're getting down to only a few majors left, but there's a PB locked major on main deck. There's a major right before Yakuza. I think, also just getting supers right here. I would fight Yakuza right now.
Yeah, it looked like Kaede didn't want to fight Yakuza. Wanted to find their way back, but couldn't. I guess they're not used to it, so they are going to fight Yakuza after all.
Either that, or he was just indecisive. Because a Yakuza fight, never the best. But if you're here, if you have the firepower, and if there have been like majors like in the area, that's a lot of incentive, I think.
Yeah.
To make a boss fight that you don't really want to do.
And we're seeing some serious divergence here because Farron is now going into Sector 5 instead of going main deck.
Well, so Farron doesn't have his power bombs yet.
Yeah. Where did we just find power bombs again? I forgot already.
Let's see. Plasma beam was right animals. Power bombs was
Sector 6?
Well, I can't believe it's not Sector 6.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was Sector 5, but behind the yellow doors. So Farron going to unlock his yellows and find his power bombs, but yeah, the ordering is less than optimal for this situation, which is a little bit unfortunate. Just the missile tank at Yakuza.
Did Kaede open yellow locks? I missed that.
No, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a bit of a time loss coming to Reactor Silo, but Farron will need to go to main deck, I believe, for the Plasma.
Yeah, Farron needs to go to main deck for Plasma. After picking up power bombs, main deck becomes a play to do, because otherwise it's... Well, I guess Farron also hasn't done Arachnus yet, has he?
Yeah, no, Farron hasn't been there at all. So Farron is really quite behind. Farron still has a lot to do that Kaide's done already, and Kaide is just now going to be able to make new checks and sooner or later find gravity. So who knows? It might be on Ridley. we have no idea at this point.
It's looking more and more likely the more checks both of these runners make. Farron not having the easiest time hitting a stationary block with his solo wave beam, resorts to firing a missile. He only has 7 left. And just a PB tank where we did find, where we found gravity last time. And Farron making the Sector 5 play himself. But the main difference being Kaede already has his power bombs. Now, we didn't see him go into lower 6, did we?
No, we didn't. There's still a whole lot of Sector 6 that Kaide needs to check.
Man, and those mermaids and fish absolutely murdering Farron. There's only 87 health left. And Farron has to do these tricky underwater single wall jumps. Very, very easy to accidentally drop it and get too far away from the wall or accidentally switch directions too quickly. It's a very specific timing in order to get these single wall underwater wall jumps. Ugh, it's a mouthful.
That's painful. Gravity would sure help in this situation. Oh wait, that would be go mode. Well, for Kaide, Farron we would be in no mode, but Farron still needs plasma, of course.
Farron still needs plasma.
But just, yeah, giving up on that makes sense.
Oh, unfortunate, because he'll have to go into Sector 6 in order to break into Sector 5 for his power bombs.
Oh.
So that gets rid of his yellow locks, which really hurts routing around Sector 5. Like, you don't want to go and unlock your yellows and then have to reset out of your yellows. That's just really bad.
Yeah, this is super painful for Farron. After pretty much ideal routing in Seed 1, having a really rough time this go around. It's just how the randomizer works out. It's all in RNG.
So we might be seeing a PB locked gravity, like in Sector 3. We haven't seen any of those powerbomb checks. We have seen the mid Sector 4 powerbomb check. And that was just a powerbomb expansion, so it's not there. But other than that, so we're and then lower Sector 6. So fewer and fewer checks left open to both of our runners. Farron finding his power bombs.
Nice. I'm going to BRB in a minute, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Welcome to the Army Show. I'm your host, Army of One. It's all Army all the time here. And we have Farron going into lower sectors, or finishing off the checks in upper Sector 6. We'll see if he goes into lower Sector 6. But Kaede showing off how to do those underwater wall jumps and making the grab. Only a missile in the Sector 6 Mimic Room. And nothing left for Kaede in Sector 5 except for a single check that is completely locked by yellow doors. Let's see. Only a power bomb. So now Kaede also heading back into Sector 6 to make those lower Sector 6 checks. Farron heading into the pillar room. Is this a JoJo reference? Ooh, not placing the bombs on his way there. It's going to be a little bit of a time loss, but not too much. And good call. There is also the nightmare area. So, lower sector 6, nightmare, and of course, chat's favorite Ridley area. Turian is in logic. There are 3 checks there that we can make, including the Riddler himself.
I'm back. Yeah, there's still a whole lot to be checked, including Ridley, indeed. And Lucent asking in chat, was this seed rolled by Herc? Yes, it was. So, you know, that could mean it's an evil seed. So, then again, that could be said for seeds rolled by anyone, really. Gary is also still possible.
Gary is also... Frank is in logic, yeah. He's just really out of the way.
Yeah, he is out of the way, but we have seen a few seeds where gravity was on Gary, so it's not impossible.
Yeah, and I also don't like the routing that Kaede has done to get into lower sector 6. We have a major...
Oh?
We have ice missiles! Oh, we're getting so close! We're getting so close.
There's only 2 majors left.
Yeah, 50-50 that the next major is gravity. Make your bets, chat.
And a synced boss fight again, both on Megacore X.
But this time, both coming in from opposite directions.
And with quite different loadouts. So both making short work of the Megacore X.
Kaede getting trolled by the little puddle in this room.
Not gravity. Oh, that would have been.
Oh, and
that would have been painful for Farron if this was gravity.
Farron. Oh, that's right. Farron hasn't been to main deck, so Farron does not have super missiles. Super missiles being the power bomb check on main deck.
Yeah, also doesn't have plasma beam still. Yakuza has been checked, it was just a missile tank.
Oh, Kaz, I'm curious. Will there be additive or beam stacking pseudo screw attack damage planned in the future? Or is it just going to be sort of the vanilla highest beam screw attack pseudo screw? Yes. Okay. So there will be different screw attack damage, pseudo screw attack damages in the future.
Baron getting those ice missiles, so of course not really of great importance at this point. It's just a gravity hunt and all depends on where the racers go now.
And Kaede has made many, many more checks.
Yeah, Kaede definitely has an advantage, but yeah, we've seen races where that didn't matter. So it could all go either way still. All depends on the routing now. Boiler room has not been checked yet. We haven't seen Gary.
Kaede heading into Sector 4. Kaede did not think to check the power bomb check earlier. Or actually, Kaede couldn't. This was before Kaede went to Sector 2 to grab Wave Beam.
Yeah.
So, Kaede has not seen just the power bomb expansion right here. But saving at the top of Sector 4. Oh! There's also the Ice Wave or Diffusion
Oh, the diffusion check here, yeah.
Yeah.
So actually 2 checks to be made. And did we see... No, we
And
haven't seen Ceres. No,
We have
no.
not seen Ceres.
Ceres wasn't in logic yet.
Right, we didn't have missiles until Sector 1.
Yeah, Ceres couldn't be done the first go around as Sector 4, so who
Baron
knows?
heading-
Go mode might be Sector 4. I think you were about to say Farron going main deck finally and getting plasma.
Going
beam
main
here.
deck and getting Yep. Getting finally and obtaining his main deck.
Words are hard sometimes.
Words are hard sometimes.
I stumble over my words sometimes as well.
Oh, Kaede leaving Sector 4 without fighting Ceres.
Oh.
I mean, I know, it sounds fake, but it could have something.
Yeah, I mean, Kaide's already checked other bosses. It's a bit weird logic to not check Ceres now. I guess there are other places that are more checked than still, but if it is Ceres, then Kaide will regret not doing it now. That is a way Farron could come back in this race if it turned out that it was on Ceres. But Farron is still going to check Arachnus first, so is still going to lose time on that.
But there's only one reason why Kaede would be heading into Sector 1 right now.
Watering Hole!
No, because Watering Hole isn't in logic. Watering Hole needs gravity. Therefore, gravity cannot be on Watering Hole.
Oh, I suppose that is true.
So there's only one area left to check in Sector 1. That's right, we're getting a Turian check.
Oh my god!
We're going down to see Ridley.
Okay, this is getting very spicy. So it would be incredible if Gravity was on Ridley again, but if Turian is a bust, that's a huge time loss, and Farron could have a chance to get back into it. It all depends on what happens now.
And it's slight time loss. Kaede did save at the top of Sector 1. So
yeah, I guess so.
And there wouldn't be anything that Kaede would be willing to waste time bringing out of Ridley unless it was Gravity Suit.
But I meant if they're going to be spending time making all the way to Ridley and actually fighting Ridley, that takes a while. Farron getting their ice beam.
Kaede making the first of 3 checks. Imagine fighting Ridley but skipping Ceres.
that is some incredibly weird routing, but I also kind of understand it because Turian does have multiple checks. It's
right. The same number of checks as Sector 4 had.
Yeah, but
the power bomb check, the power amp check, and the Ceres check.
I think the logic there is Kaede was on the right of Sector 4, so still would have had to make their way over to the left of Sector 2, do Ceres. That takes a bit of time compared to just going straight to Turian. This could be said to be more time effective, but it is indeed weird.
Farron picking up his super missiles.
Autumn thinking about it in a meta way. If you're an hour deep into the race and your opponent didn't finish, safe to assume your opponent checked Ceres and was in go mode. That's pretty meta, because neither of them have checked Ceres so far.
Right, but, so like has anyone actually checked Ceres?
No, but Kaede is checking Ridley now. We're seeing our Ridley fight. The big question, gravity on Ridley, now that would be quite a seed. And Ridley...
Farron heading into Reactor Silo, so Farron will find Diffusion next to Yakuza, but nothing on Yakuza himself.
Yeah. Chad also just saying Ridley could still have wide, so could be a troll where Ridley just has wide.
Major on Ridley. Fighting Ridley to get the major, not go mode. I did roll a seed for the tournament earlier that had Ice Beam on Ridley.
Oh wow, that is painful. Oh gosh.
No one actually went down to check, but yeah, I was reading through the spoiler log and I saw Ice Beam on Ridley going.
That would have just been really funny to see.
And just the missile tank. We have
and
a
a
reset
reset,
out of
yeah.
Turian.
That did cost some time, but in the meantime, Farron is just making checks that we've already seen and we know are nothing. So it's not really benefiting Farron here. Kite is still way ahead with checks, and yeah, not many places left really. Nightmare sector,
The Nightmare,
part.
the PB checks in Sector 3, I don't think Kaede has done yet.
Yeah, I don't think.
But
those have been
Kaede
seen.
definitely heading into the Nightmare area
And Gary,
right now.
Gary still. Yeah, both runners probably feel they are behind, so we know that's... There's one who certainly could be said to be quite in lead. Although, Adams-wise, it all depends on the checks, but so far Farron's just doing checks that we've already seen, so... Yeah, Kite is going to Nightmare. I always like seeing the slimy TV cat girl. Was always my favorite boss battle in vanilla.
That is such a weird nickname.
I know, it's funny.
I'm not gonna mince words. It's just so weird.
Yeah, I just find it funny. It does look kind of... I don't know if slime is the right word, but there's some kind of chemical or goo spilling out of it, and then it does have the TV kind of face with the like...
Right,
the sort of protrusions that kind of resemble cat ears.
Yeah, no, I see it. I see it. I'm not gonna say it's wrong. It's just weird.
Yeah, but well, Metroid Fusion is weird.
Also,
the randomizer
we have not seen a Notori check yet either. Farron might
that is
elect
super
to go
true.
in.
I forgot about that.
In fact, we've seen Notori have progression at least a few times. At least
I think that can be said for every boss at this point in the tourney.
Okay, more often than we've seen progression on Nightmare.
Yeah, that is true. Which also makes sense, of course, because you know the earlier sectors are more likely to be front-loaded. But here is the Nightmare fight, and who knows? Nightmare might have gravity. This could be a go mode on Nightmare. See,
it could be vanilla gravity.
Oh, poor slimy TV cat girl is just... Their beauty is just being erased by these missiles.
The ravages of time spare no one.
Time or a bunch of super ice missiles to the face. If it's not Nightmare and Farron decides to go towards Notori or... Oh, it is gravity!
Vanilla gravity!
I was just about to say it could still be close, but yeah, no.
No artificial flavors here.
And that's another bingo mark-off. Vanilla Major. But yep, that's go mode. Yeah, they can just go unlock red blocks and then head straight for the SPX. Right now, it does look like that will mean a tiebreaker match, as many people have been saying in chat they were hoping to get. But
okay, no. Speed gaming schedule. Unfortunately, there is a block after this, so at least here on Speed Gaming, we won't be seeing the third game
Yeah,
today.
I think that's gonna be decided later. But well, we still have the end of this match to see first. You never know, Petty might die, something weird might happen.
It's
Let's still
something.
get
I
tight.
mean, something crazy could happen, but Kaede is fully decked out.
Yeah,
All
we'd
but
have to get
one
pretty
major.
crazy.
It's only missing wide beam.
It's always nice to see a full tracker, sadly that's not the case this time. And I accidentally checked wide beam there on the tracker. Does Farin have diffusion or did he reset from reactor silo? I missed that.
He has diffusion.
Okay.
Because
Not
he
that
went
it matters
on
at this
to
point.
he went on to fight Notori after reactor.
Right. I didn't have a good look at that. What I'm saying in chat, the only runner I've seen once game 3 after winning game 1 was Jagger. Yeah, Jagger is just the mentality of, oh, I get to play more fusion rando. And I think that's a healthy attitude coming into this turn, just getting to play the game, getting to face some high-level opponents who will give you a good challenge. That's kind of what it's all about, really. There's no prize for this tourney, it's just for the fun of it. And for just, having some competition, seeing who does better.
Farron's thinking, oh, it might be on box, but unfortunately it can't. That's behind red doors, my friend.
Yeah, Farron...
Oh, you know what?
doesn't have red
Farron
blocks
might have
marked.
been thinking, oh, the better routing for Ridley is to go through the box area instead of going through Sector 1. Less backtracking, more items, that sort of good stuff. But
Unfortunately, not
that
possible. And Kaede getting into their SCX fight now.
And we might see Kaede trying the solo wave ice beam strats.
Yeah, that didn't work out. Farron back in Sector 1, going to Turian. We know this is not the right play, even though it's, a meme.
Well, it is the fun play, though.
Yeah, but we just know that it isn't going to work out, and Farron will be nowhere near getting their gravity by the time Kaede finishes. Gravity was on Nightmare. Vanilla. SCX being made short work of.
And Ice Core finished off fairly quickly because of those fully upgraded missiles.
And once again, Samus is setting the BSL research station on a collision course with the planet SR-388. Samus,
Oh,
why
this
do you want to kill
is an
everyone?
elimination match, but it's best of 3. So we will have one more race.
Yeah, there will be a tiebreaker match. Right now, it looks like, at least.
Game 3 isn't likely to be today. SpeedGaming is full up on scheduling. Ooh, Farron accidentally grabbing one of those X that you need to have spawn the golden pirate. Has to redo this room.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. But Kairi is now facing the Omega Metroid. Will they live? Will they escape? Find out next time on
Dragon
Metroid
Ball Z.
Metroid Fusion Randomizer. Oh no, it's Crappy Team 4 parodying.
Let me sing you the song of my people.
It's enough for the Team 4 Stars stuff. Dragon Ball Z parody stuff. Not going for a stun lock this time.
Well, the solo wave beam really messes up the stun lock. I mean, you can with wide wave, and wave just makes it much harder for positioning. But with solo wave, you can't get a beam all the way through the back of the Omega Metroid because the beam goes down first, not up. And there was some hitbox issues that Kaz ran into that made that decision.
But finishing off the fight and finishing off their seed, Kaede has won game 2.
Interesting. So there is a stun lock if you crouch in a very specific position in order to get the solo wave. But we've got our favorite Screamy Boy on screen right now, so we're gonna listen to him.
Yeah, and Farron hasn't forfeited yet. I'm guessing they're gonna finish this boss battle first.
Probably. And good game, Kaede. Congratulations on the win.
Well done!
Hello, this I guess.
Wow. We also have Farron in chat. Welcome, Farron. GG. Wow, you're really multi-talented to fight this Core X and be in the commentator's booth at the same. Oh wait, there's a lag, isn't there? It's a missile tank and a forfeit. But yeah, good race from both of you, and congratulations, Kaede, on bringing this to a tiebreaker game. How did you feel about this seed?
I felt really bad. When I went to Turian and it was empty, I was like, okay, I lost. But no.
Hey, don't worry. I was thinking I lost like from minute 20.
Yeah,
I made so many mistakes at the beginning. I made all the bad decisions.
The bomb location for sure.
Yeah, I forgot
Farron,
for a hot minute about that.
Farron was kind of behind the
so.
whole seed. And
Right,
Farron didn't get to see where
little-
Grav is.
Yeah, there was a little divergence here and there between Farron and Kaede, but Kaede was just making way more checks in usually much better orders. Like Kaede, you used Screw Attack to get into Sector 5 from Sector 6 to pick up power bombs, while Farron was going through Sector 5 to unlock yellow doors, and then Farron, you got stuck with very low health trying to do those underwater single wall jumps, and you reset, locking yourself out of finding those PBs earlier, which is like, oh, that's just really unfortunate. It feels really bad when you have to do that.
I normally get those wall jumps a little bit earlier But since I wasn't feeling that I was going to get them, I just reset because I basically wasn't losing nothing, or I thought so. That's what I thought.
Right, it was opportunity loss that you sometimes you don't really feel because it could be something, it could not be something, and in this case it was power bombs. And while power bombs didn't lead specifically to a check, gravity was on Vanilla Nightmare.
Ah, I knew I
So-
should have done that.
So
In
with
fact,
power
it
bombs,
was-
that makes
It was the play I was going to do after beating Ridley.
yeah.
I
With
knew it.
power bombs, it makes the nightmare area much more palatable to go check, because
Yep.
otherwise you have one free check that's above a boss, and then if you don't have power bombs, it's a super tight bomb check in the upper corner. It's like, no, you just grab power bombs and you just use power bombs there. But,
I don't
yeah.
like that play. I have to say. I was
right,
like, okay.
That's why you just have power bombs, and then there's a power bomb locked check itself in Nightmare. So if you don't have power bombs, it's a tough play to make the choice to go to Nightmare.
Heidi, are you
Um,
going to check
no.
Ceres?
I'm going. I have to say.
Oh,
We didn't
I
see
was
either.
afraid.
We
I
didn't see
completely
either of you
forgot.
check Ceres or Gary.
I
So
forgot about Ceres. I'm not gonna lie.
the only major that we didn't see, also Kaede, you
Wide.
have full majors except for wide.
I was thinking of resetting when I was in main deck after Yakuza, because I could go for those supers at the end of the run. So I don't know. At least those majors really were helpful for Nightmare. So I'm glad I didn't reset there. Missile tank, nice. Okay.
Well, so now this series is 1-1. We'll have to have a rematch between the two, a tiebreaker, not a rematch, a tiebreaker between the two of you. Any ideas when that might be scheduled?
We actually
I want-
wanted to do it now if we can,
Yeah.
and I think we have
Um,
time.
Oh,
If-
well, okay.
In that case, I feel like you should check the Discord first, because there were some comments there about something that happened earlier.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to say it now before you actually go into a tiebreaker, because it might change the decision on that.
Yeah. So, let's take a bit of a break, and we can all figure out the. So right now, SpeedGaming's schedule is booked solid. If we want to do a game 3, it'll have to be rehosted on my channel, twitch.tv/army of one. But
Again.
well, I've become sort of the default rehoster at this point, and I think that's great.
I mean, you sacrifice yourself for the stream, so you
I
deserve
fall on
it.
the sword of Twitch.
He's been doing a good job.
Thank you. So everyone in chat, thank you for joining. We do have one more match scheduled for later in the day. It is Autumn Out of Habit versus Logan, also known as Darkstar 44044. That'll start at 6 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, that's in 3.5 hours.
Yes. I had to do math in my head, and it took longer than I expected it to.
And that's on SpeedGaming 3.
SpeedGaming 4 as of right now.
Oh, I thought the channel said.
Oh no,
the schedule
SpeedGaming
said
3. I had to refresh my page.
Yeah, apparently they changed it.
Right. So, thank you everyone for joining. If we do end up doing the restream today, I suppose just keep an eye out on my channel.
Yeah, follow Army of One, and you'll get a notification if he goes live.
Here's the link. Yeah, there you go. And also follow the Racers.
And follow my channel as well if you want to. No, I'm just kidding.
And don't forget to follow SpeedGaming. Wait.
I mean, if
Anyway.
you're here, we're hoping you follow SpeedGaming.
But the
Yeah.
most important thing, follow Army of One. It's like, okay, here you have the link. Take it.
Yeah, go follow Army if you want to see all the tiebreakers.
And somehow all the tiebreakers that I've hosted on my channel have just been absolute amazing races. So everyone follow there, turn on your notifications, ring the bell, do the things. I don't know.
Ring the
The
bell is
inter-
yeah,
The internet is weird nowadays.
indeed.
But I think until then, I think we will be closing out here on SpeedGaming. So, any last comments before we sign off?
Really sucks. Goodbye.
Ridley sucks. I mean, that's a good note to go out on. Always keep in mind, Ridley sucks.
Wave beam sucks.
Wave beam sucks.
Wave beam sucks.
Farron, you had to
And
suffer with that wave.
Oh,
And on that note, I think we should be heading out. Thank you for joining, and see you later.
See you next time, folks.